Good evening, everyone. This is Monday. It's around 10 o'clock in Netherlands. Oh, let's just quickly fix my green screen. These things happen. There we go. Nothing is always perfect. There we go. I'll fix it later. How is everyone doing? We have a nice weekend past us, and I thought, well, it's a nice time to do some live coding. Just a quick recap on last week. We've started doing the SDN Casts website from ASP.NET Core 2.2, and I've decided to migrate it to Blazor, which is running on .NET Core 3, which is the Preview 7, I think. That's the Preview 7 build. I've reached some hiccups along the way, but you know, during the offline after hours, I'm trying to sort of fix it. But I'm going to show you guys what I've done, and then hopefully we can get some traction to get going with this. So let's get the show starting right now. I think that looks much better. I mean, that should... The green screen should just stay as it is. Got some music playing. I'm Going Home, Approaching Nirvana. That's playing that song. Thank you very much for joining us, or me in that case. If you decide to have a chat in the chat room, please reach out and I'll make it entertaining for you guys. Quickly switching my screen, I've got a few things to sort of share before we move along. Let me see. Martin van Stam also has his live stream every Tuesdays. And he's hosting me now. Every Tuesdays, he's doing office development. So if you're into office development, Microsoft Office development, please do check out his stream every Tuesdays, and I believe it's 9 o'clock every Central European time, summertime. So if you're into office development, it's kind of cool. So check it out. Also on the radar is Gerald Verschleis. He has a blog on Xamarin mostly. And he recently went live doing as a Xamarin stream. So he is live within 22 hours. I believe that's roughly the same time that Martin will be live. I suppose you can't really do 2 streams at once. We haven't tried that yet, but pick your poison and just engage and get involved. I would say it's awesome to be a .NET developer. Right, that was the admin out of the way. Let's see if we can start cracking. Now my music is stopped. There's a new song that played. Hopefully I'm audible. I can really hear myself. I'm just gonna wing it. I only can stay an hour today, so I need to get some sleep. But let's see what we can do in an hour. A quick recap what we've actually done yesterday or last week. So this is the site that we're building over. It's called the SDN Cast site. It's built on ASP.NET Core 2.2. And basically for the guys that's just joining us, it's just a normal website showing all our recorded shows from YouTube and also showing when is the next live podcast. It's got a section for live coding like this. There's an admin section which requires you to log in, and about, which is kind of a static page kind of thing. So what we're doing is we're taking this and we're just converting it to Blazor, and I've got a Blazor version running. I attempted to do the CI/CD for this, but it failed horribly on me. I think we need to rethink the strategy, but nevertheless, we can just right-click publish, which is good because it's all about Blazor, I believe. So I think it's SDNcast preview. So this site is total Blazor site. It's similar, but most of these pages aren't implemented yet. So we will go ahead and start implementing these pages in this stream tonight to see what we can do to make it more awesome. So the idea is just to move it over as is, maybe refactor a bit, and then we can make it nicer. Also, just to note, we also have a Dutch.NET group, I think, group.nl, Dutch.NET group, user group in Netherlands. This site is also in a similar concept. So I was thinking of creating the Blazor site in a kind of a white label website, so which you can just throw configuration at it, and even you maybe host it as a Docker container. You can have this site up and running. Yeah, but the world's our oyster. So let's go see what we can build. So wishful drinking. Can you believe this song's name is Wishful Drinking? Alright, so follow along. In the repo you will see there are two main solutions. we have the stncast.nl folder, which is the current one, and then we have a stncast folder, which is the newer one. And this is only in the revamp branch. Oh, I think I lost something. Where is my files? Oh, wrong one. Is it gone now? Where's the files now? Oh, you know what? Something happens. Oopsie. Was supposed to be there, but it's not. That's weird. Just want to open this with Visual Studio Code to see what's happening, because this is not expected. Git is not found, really. I have to install Git. Can you believe that? Skip this song, losing myself. So what's happening here? We have... Alright, so we've got Team Explorer, branches. You see, that's why it's on master branch. So we need to switch our branch to the revamp branch and just make sure we get the latest version. Once that's done, we can just go to the stncast.nl solution, not the stncast. Yeah, there are two. To show you again, go to source, stncast, into this one. The stncast.nl one is the old current one, so we're not interested in that one. Okay, so what do we have here? So a bunch of layouts. So if you've been following last week, we've been trying to figure out, if we compare how layouts work in Razor pages versus Razor components or Blazor, it's quite different. If you can remember, like in MVC days or Razor days, you have your layouts and you have sections within a certain layout that your child page can fill up. So it's kind of going from the child upwards. Depending on the page, it can render certain sections based on the layout. Now, apparently this is not supported in Blazor yet. So the way around it, I've learned that is using kind of components. And if you think about it, everything is components in Blazor. So we have this whole route thing. I can actually start at a route view, not this one. Let me see, app. So we've got an app controller, or app component, which contains authentication state and which contains a router for your pages. Then you have a component for the not found content and the not authorized content. Now within that, in those contents, I render a layout for both of them. So I render a layout for that and I render a layout for that. And a layout can contain an optional title and a page body, which is the body of the page. The same goes for the not authorized content. So if we go and see at the layouts, we will see we have a kind of a root view, which is just a div in essence. And the layout consists of a site header, which I pass a title into the site header, and a main menu. And then we have a page header, and then a site body and a footer. And yet again, site header is just HTML with the Jumbotron stncast. And also if it contains a title, then it will just include the H1 in the title. Just to show you what I mean. So home does not have a title. Home is supposed to have a banner instead of a title. So that's where this is where the child content will come into play for this. So in the case of the home, we would do something like page banner, for instance. So we must actually run this. Let's see. Could not find image build file. Okay, in that case, what's happening? Okay, I'll do that twice. Maybe we should change the music. Music is a bit sleepy. Okay, this music is not playing at all now. Cool. I think that's fine. Alright, so what I've done now is I've typed .NET Watcher Run, so that will look for changes within my solution. So I just keep this guy minimized. And then technically I can then browse to my localhost instead. I think it's 5001. See, there's a to-do banner. And then live coding does not have a banner, but it has a title. The same goes for admin and for about. So home is a how can I say this? Home is a special one. So home could have a title, but you know, it's all how we configure these kind of things. All right, so going back to the actual HNMcast thing, we have this banner here. So let's see if we can get that banner in there. Looking at the old code, switching backwards and forwards, actually, maybe it's the best way of doing this. Just opening up a new solution. So do take mind, I'm working with two solutions here at this stage. If it loads. There we go. So this is the good old ASP.NET Core 2.2. Nothing wrong with this at all. I just decided it's time to convert. So we have, if you're familiar with ASP.NET Core development, this will look familiar. See, these are the sections I was talking about. So you've got a section which will render in the layouts, and these pre-content section, etc. So these things are not supported in Blazor. Alright, so to do this, there's a couple of things we need to actually copy here. So it's a header, Jumbotron. Okay, this looks like the menu. Okay, so here is the good stuff. So if it's on air, we want the on air thing. If it has admin message, we want to say standby. Okay, let's just quickly scan through the things we have. Exo scheduled. Okay. Okay, so gonna steal some few things from there. That one, I'll take that one. Okay, so let's see if we can get a model is on air and has admin message thing going. I doubt it will be that hard, so let's just maybe copy and paste stuff. Let's copy and paste stuff. We most probably need a so this is home, so first let's just stick it in here and then we refactor. So we need a model. In this case our model is I think a dynamic or something. Is on air, has admin message. Let's quickly do that. I'll just do it on top here for now. Say code. What I did notice is I have to open it up again because really keeps on happening. Does not work. Preview. For some reason, there's always this this flag keeps on getting unticked. So to enable this preview features, you have to sort of enable that in Visual Studio specifically. So in my case, I'm just doing that quick. See, now it's yellow. Oh, now we can party. Okay, we have a bool is on air, and then we have another one has admin message. Okay, what now? This model. So we actually do this. If I'm not mistaken. So we have an admin message. We could actually say as admin message. Okay, so what we'll do is we have that string. This technically can be is null or empty, or is not null or empty. In that case has admin message. So if it's not null, it has admin message. Yeah. Why is this squiggly coming? Oh. Admin message and admin message. Duh. Okay, so that should go away in a second. Great. Is on air. We can just do that. Live show embed URL. Alright. I wonder if we should put this in a class or something. Let's just see how it goes. Because going back to the previous one, this model is part of this index model. Which, I can actually just copy these things. Admin, if there's no admin message. Cool. I can copy these things. That's not a thing. Hey, Eric Libin, how are you doing, sir? Thank you very much for joining the chat. Great to see you. Chatting all the way from YouTube, I believe. Always fun having you around. So what do we have here? We have is on air, so if it does not have an admin message and live show embedded, or okay, so maybe we can copy a few things here. Let's just copy all of them. Why not? Paste that guys in there. Control K, Control V. That should be fine. Nice. Alright, so for now, I'm just taking this shows out because they're taking little baby steps here. And this one also not take out for now. Show previous shows and take that out. Great, so I think we've got majority of the things. Hopefully this works. Alright, so now let's party. So we've got all these kind of things. Is on air, probably that one. Then we have pretty much these things. And the counter. This one won't work. Add to Google URL because this has been commented out. Can this still work though? Most probably, hey? Let's see. Okay, so that's a string, I believe. Well, thank you very much for joining. Nevertheless, always just go to Twitch. You can see if we can get going. But my show is, or should be actually, recorded on YouTube, so you can always watch it later on in your convenience. Okay, so now this cache thingy, I'll just take out for 1 second. Because I think there's a special way of rendering JavaScript. So the cache thingy we can also just maybe take out for now. Let me see, now we have another script. What this is, it's the Facebook thing that should go anyway. And a subscribe button. Okay, so given the fact, okay, so this URL encoder, does this work? Control dot, no, does not work. I have to edit. Let's see, where is it coming from? Is this? Am I missing something now? You just tell me if I'm scrolling too quickly. Encoder, coding, URL. Really? URL encoder, so it's add to Google. Okay, so it's this one here somewhere. Where is add to Google F12? Okay, it's in here. Okay. Okay, great. So encoder, it's from text Unicode. So I wonder if this is actually available in here. Does it even need it? No idea. URL encoder, my friend, probably not part of .NET Core 3. So let's see if we can find this thing. URL encoder, .NET Core Should be .NET Standard or something. Let's see, web utilities. Is this even a thing? Is this even a thing? Web utility. It looks like it. Yep. This isn't .NET. So we can do web utility dot look at that. You're all in code. And was probably passed a few things like the value. Okay, so that should work. Alright, great. We have that working. Well, compiling at least. Then we have some other friends like private methods. Where's this coming from? Okay, that's this. Alright, I see. Okay, so that's just private things. We can also copy those things out. This is not how the code will look like, just to get it working, you know, just to take you guys on my train of thought. And this is also URL encode. And that should be fine. Okay, now we've got a few things. I'm very interested how this will look if I just not really run it, because it won't work. Yeah, whatever. Because it's technically running here, so I can just flip over to my page, refresh it. Look at that, there's my header. That's cool. So it's got like the banner thingy working. Right. So this is obviously now when it doesn't find anything, it will go to the weekly. And then I suppose this can be all configuration. Alright, so if there is next show scheduled, how does this work? So let's just go back to the old code, and this is obviously loaded in on the get. Disable cache, live show details, load async. Where does it actually get these things from? Should get a show service, live show detail service, options, object mapper. Now when is this live show details? Okay, see, so it maps to this. Okay, so we would need a live show details class, which is this one. Alright, so we'll go there, we'll copy this interface, and we'll go back to our code and create it. The question is under what? Services, maybe? Yeah, let's just call them services. think. Live show details with a capital S. Seems legit. And then that loads in live show details object from somewhere, so that's the models. Okay, the class live show details model. I don't know. Struggling to live show details. That should be fine. Let's control dot these things away, and then we can control dot these things away. We can include the details in this. Now we have got an interface, but not an implementation yet, so that's fine. We can go to the implementation, live show service, show me my implementation, which is 2 implementations. So we've got a file system and Azure Live Storage. Alright, that's interesting. Okay, so one is obviously working from the file system. And how does that being logged? Okay, I see. So if it's got an Azure connection string, it will load. So for now, I think we'll just grab the file system for now and slowly make our way to success. Live show called what? File system live show details. File system live show details service. And stick that guy in there. Okay, so what do we have? Memory cache. Let's control dot that in there. Hosting environment, we can choose, I think it's that one. Path, is that a thing? That's a thing. Live show details, we can combine. JSON convert. Newtonsoft JSON. Thank you very much, Newtonsoft. Okay, so that's basically it. Okay, so this is interesting. Hosting environment is obsolete. The type obsolete and will be removed in future versions. iWeb host environment. So now let's use iWeb host environments. And maybe say web host environment. Make it a bit better. Okay, so now we have a file system in place. We just have to figure out that we have to wire up these dependencies. For now, we're just going to say add singleton on our startup. Control dot the whole world in there. That's great. And now the cool thing is, this will fetch things from show details on disk. Which does not exist, I think. Just a file, right? So we can make it. And going home slowly. So what we'll do is we'll just move this code all the way down to to the bottom of the stack. Is it the bottom? Should be the bottom, yeah. I think we can also do kind of a split view, yeah. Does it support it or not? What will happen if I do this? It's all compiled code. Okay, so yeah, can't really play around with that. We can somehow choose to split it up, the code, I think. In any case, let's not waste time. Then we have, where does it read that file from? File hosting service. It reads it from where? Content root path. Okay. Content root path, which is where? I think it should be in the program.cs. I have no idea. Maybe it will content root. Where is that loaded in? So web root is www root and the content root is what? Okay, this does not help. Content root. Can it be that the content root is the actual file? Or the actual, like in here? I have no idea. Let's try it out and see. So just create a new item. JSON file. By the way, what's it called? Whatever. Where is that service? Show details. Alright, so cool. Okay, now I wonder. Alright, so show details is where. Okay, this is read only. Live show embed URL. We'll just do like. Do I have an old one here somewhere? Let me check. Let me double check because I think we do have one lying around. Let me quickly log into the portal. Storage accounts. Can it be? Look at that. Show details.localhost. So let's just edit it somehow. Blobs. No blobs. Cool. Okay, so I'll just take this one. Don't have to waste time, you know, just do this. So technically, I have no idea if this will work though. Oh, I don't use this service at all. I have to use it still. Okay. So in terms of using it, it's quite simple. Where is that? This one or this one? Okay, so we need to kind of inject it, but also on get. Is this even a method? Or on a init or something, isn't it? Is this even a thing? Blazor lifecycle. Blazor lifecycle methods. These ones. On a net async, on parameter set, on after render, and yeah, that should be fine. So on init async, and then we'll have live show details. The thing is, should we use automapper? I don't know. Don't really like the underscore idea anyway. Let's take this out for now. And then we say on top, inject my live show. Ooh, this is wrong. Good day, everyone who are joining the chat right now. I'm gonna change the song because it's kind of let's go to something more. What do you guys want to hear? What genre? Just hit me up in the chat. Then maybe I can play it for you guys. Ambient? I have no idea. Rap? Let's try rap and see if there's rap here. Pop, hip hop, can that work? Let's see, rap, can that work? Rap, trap, all trap music, rap music. No, I didn't find any rap music here. Pokemon Go rap, Ninja rap. What's this? I have no idea. So in any case, thank you very much for that suggestion. Let's change the tunes. Maybe do hip hop or something. It's not exactly rap, but it's close, isn't it? Well, let's continue. So we want to inject this guy. Is that, and we want to call it doop. Okay. using sdncast.services, and that should light up in a sec. And then we should say in the bottom here, just that one. Doop. That's how we inject stuff. Live show details. Live show details. Service. My bad. Okay. That can work, right? Why doesn't this go in there? Hello, Gertrudem. Thank you very much for joining us. If you want the music changed, just say so. I don't really mind. I can continue with whatever. Okay, so now we load stuff. We could use AutoMapper, but it's a bit. I think it's overkill for what we want. Besides, AutoMapper is kind of not so explicit. But I like the fact that they have a implementation for this. And this implementation should be object mapper. Can we go to the implementation? Really? There we go. Simple mapper. What the hell is going on here? All these all these logic. Simple mapper. Should we copy this? I suppose we could. Don't really want to, but we can always refactor it later. Let's do it. Okay, so we need to go to the asset services. Yeah. Great, so I've got object mapper, and then we also need to go and grab this guy. Just stick that in for now. Another cool trick I can teach you guys. There's some expressions. I have no idea what's going on in this code. I'll just copying and pasting it. Get runtime properties. Will that work? Reflection. Okay, so this is fine. On a class, if you have an interface or any other things, if you can go on the class dot move without resharper, you can do that now. So it moves into its own implementation, which is quite cool. And then we should remember it's a singleton, right? So we need to also add object mapper think. Yeah, we need to add it here as a simple mapper. Great stuff, man, great. So the same pattern goes. We can then go inject object mapper, a mapper. Then we can say, you know what's on. We'll just map this. And technically that should work, right? So if I run this now, it's already compiled, so I can just go back here and refresh. Still not picking up the right one. Maybe if we stop it, start it again. Okay, so for some reason it's not showing. Let's see if we debug this, what will happen. Does this even work? It doesn't even go in there. That's quite annoying. Oh, I'm very sorry. Hello, Shemlog. What? How do you say your name? Shemelork. Do I say it correctly? I have no idea. Sorry about the white. I'll change it to black. Whatever suits your purpose. Shemeliork. Okay, thank you very much for that comment. Welcome to the show. And I'm almost signing off though, because I've got a big day tomorrow. But I have to get this working. Do you reach out on the chat? Okay, yeah. I'm gonna continue. Ping me or follow me or something if you want. How do I debug Blazor? Okay, debug. Okay. But this is supposed to run, right, on init async. It's not even going in here. Override. Oh, forgot to override. Can you believe it? And it's protected. And most probably if we do that, it'll... I don't know. Will this work? Yeah, that's fine. Okay, now it should work, right? So yes, there we go. What'll happen if I just run this now? Cool. So it binds to my object. That's quite cool. One thing I do need to fix is this drop down thingy. Okay, so there's the banner. That kind of works quite well. And then what happens if we choose to, for instance, live show embed URL. So let's go check one. this current one. Can I embed? Share. Embed. And that should work, right? So if I placed this in there, run it again. Ooh, can you hear thunder? Most probably not. We should see a on-air thing happening. This is amazing. This is cool. So this thing is getting shape. And it's cool. Also works. It's like an Inception. Streamception. How do you guys like that? Do I have any .NET developers or someone in the chat, or is it interesting? Let me know your favorite programming language. Let me see if we can collaborate maybe on this. Okay, this should be fine. Okay. But what I would like is to pass an object. Instead of having all these things, maybe have it encapsulated in the actual component. Welcome everybody. Doing some Blazor development. Okay, so this is fine. One thing I do need to fix quickly. Gertrudem, welcome. Thank you very much for providing feedback. Yeah, Blazor is awesome. If you have any questions, please post them. See if we can answer them for you. I'm not an expert, but I do kind of have some knowledge of .NET. So what I want to do is figure out if we go to stncast.nl. One thing is, you see this responsive design thingy. This one. Okay, now it's dead. Let me just maybe refresh this. See, that works. So it sort of kicks in there versus this one. This is a style sheet thing, definitely. And I'm not a fan of a style sheet. So in any case, we have this doesn't work here, and this does work here. How does this work? View source or inspect. Is this using Bootstrap? Yeah, this is using Bootstrap things. Toggle. We need to figure out a way to execute. Bootstrap, so I wonder That's not what I want, is it? Nope. JavaScript interrupt. This is maybe what I want. This might be a problem. Okay, so that's not a big thing. We can see the problem here is that you cannot just call JavaScript because it is C# land. It works here because, if I'm not mistaken, this bootstrap file is loaded. But in our case, I wonder if we just stick it in, will it work? Because it's not even in here. Maybe. I don't know if it will actually work. Let's see. Like that. Scripts, really. Dun, dun, dun. So let's see if we include .lib. Bootstrap. Hold on, the possibilities are ample. Let me think about it. I can find a new example. Shaggy asked, I'm gonna copy this. Don't feel like a jerk. 7 million records sold, that's a lot. Don't really think it will work though, but hey, we never know. I press refresh. A hot 97, just getting upset. He's like Tech Nine's a boy, but we paved the way. Blazor got dropped, I don't know what to say. And by the way, I saw Twisted at Webster Hall. A fight broke out, and the lights went on. You can't Dan Hatchet Men, Jamie and Paul. Why'd you have 7? I'm gonna kill this. So what is a juggalo? I don't know. I left with a really sad feeling that show. Coming home, my girlfriend called me on the phone. Said, okay. From the lobby, I'm like, yo, we called the cops and described the box. 1 minute it was there, then 1 minute it was not. I'm like, oh my god, it's like Schrodinger's cat. The cops like, what? I'm like, imagine that. Okay, maybe I think I might be getting off track. Nope. It's there, but it's not working. See, this is a problem. Cannot read property function of undefined. Does Bootstrap need jQuery? Most probably. jQuery for the win. Why can't you make up your mind? Micro to macro, classical to quantum, superpositions. I think we have a problem. We check on the cat, is he alive or dead? Let's see. You say both, but now you're messing with my head. There we go. That kind of works. Well, there we have it, folks. We've got even the tablet view is a bit dodgy. But in any case, we have something going. We've got live coding, we've got the little mobile view going. Bloop, that will work. We can just fix the styles later. Okay, great stuff. I'm going to check this in. And then we can, because the build page is basically done, have to do this admin thing and live coding thing. Shall we quickly make a component out of this or not? We could say an on-air component. Doesn't really make sense, does it? Yes, I am using server-side Blazor, not client-side Blazor. I believe one of these two you can't just call JavaScript. Might be mistaken, but in case mine works, I'm fine. Great question though, because there is a difference, but not really. You can reuse the same stuff. It's just a hosting model that's different. I wonder if we can pass in an object. Maybe say bind. Can that work? Is it a thing? I'm gonna do a quick test. Will this work, by the way? So if we say let's call this the hero banner. Not a class. What am I doing? Hero banner. That should work, right? Okay, so what do we want here? So let's say we're gonna work with this one. Okay, so he's on air and admin message. But this is actually a hero model. Let's create a hero banner model. And we include those two properties. He's on air and has admin message. You can actually include all of them. Why not? Live large. Have to include using system.net in here. Okay, so we've got this and that, and the next thing. Okay, that's kind of the component, I would say. But this is a hero banner. Call this model. It includes a parameter. The technically we need to say model dot, I would say. And hero banner, hey, look at that, public class. It's not even a partial class. Can you believe it? Okay. So what we can do is we can copy them again in here, right? Control dot at least here. Alright, so now that should go away. I don't get this. Maybe make it private, maybe, I don't know. Is it a thing? Why can't I access this? That can also work, I believe. Of course it does. Oh, you see, it tries to go... Okay. This is the problem, so I need to go... model. Let's just do this. Do the same for shape title model. Okay, now we have that. Now we can say, where's my, this one, that one. In the imports, we can just say, you know what, using, oops, stncast.models. It should light up in a sec. Or not? What's happening? Okay, for some reason didn't like that one, but fine. Okay, so we've got that. So technically, my question is, if I, for instance, say banner model is so let's say here is on error, that's a bool, has admin message, that's also a bool, really. Okay, so I can actually just do this. Mapper.map. Live show details. Euro banner or something. I think. Okay, now will this work? Absolutely got no idea. It does actually. Look at that. Great. So maybe let's change this to data or model, I don't know. Maybe make it specific. Because if you look at the details, it's maybe better to make it live show embedded URL. String. See, most of this logic show embedded URL. Get through them. I think model is okay, he says. It kind of goes with the Rager pages anyway. I agree. The only thing is it becomes less explicit, because then a component just keeps on getting one parameter all the time. I'm going to try it with, because the idea of the component is to give it parameters, I would say. Okay, so we have that. What else? It again. I'm gonna copy all these things. Lots of logic, I would say, it's in here. And then we say this is a parameter. This is also a parameter. That's also a parameter. An admin message, right? Okay. Now if I do this again, I can go, for instance, here. Admin message is, I guess, admin message here, is it? It all can be private, actually. Does this work? Yeah, like this. And then we have live show embed URL. got some rain. Whoa. It's raining men.
If the sky is the limit to how you aim, every journey to the top requires some pain. And though it hurt just a little, it might help the world just a little. Maybe it hurt a whole lot. Goodness fighting the world, so we never gon' stop. Found a way to still paint pictures with no canvas. Found a way to still paint pictures with no canvas. Found a way to still paint pictures with no. Found a way to still paint pictures with no canvas. Meditate to help focus my mind, so we can change the world one stroke at a time. Expose the wicked who pose as divine, but won't admit it when they're cold to my kind. Hoping we're blind, can't stop, won't stop till they're forced to resign. Even when I'm in my prime, I will rise. I know how to climb. With the spirit from the beginning, though I was broke at the time. It's like a blank canvas with a beautiful frame. No limit to what I can do with the pain. If the sky is the limit to how you aim, every journey to the top requires some pain. And though it hurt just a little, it might help the world just a little. Maybe it hurt a whole lot. Goodness fighting the world, so we never gon' stop. It's like a blank canvas with a beautiful frame. No limit to what I can do with the pain. If the sky is the limit to how you aim, every journey to the top requires some pain. And though it hurt just a little, it might help the world just a little. Maybe it hurt a whole lot. Goodness fighting the world, so we never gon' stop.
And stick that whole thing in here. That should work, right? That should work.
Never gon' stop. Never, ever, never, ever gon' stop. Substantial, yo, we never gon' stop. Never, never, ever, never gon' stop. Marcus Lee, yo, we
Look, it works perfectly. Okay, so that means home looks much nicer. We can get rid of most of these things. This one we can get rid of. Definitely this one. This can be private. The thing is, will it still map though? That leads up a bit of code. It'll actually go. Ooh. Okay, because let's do that. But I don't think it will work though. So the mapping is a bit of a problem. Could we say could we do that? private, private, private. We'll actually just do a bunch of private things. I have no idea what might be better. This is the problem now with mappings. It needs to be exactly the same. This will work, but it's kind of defies the purpose. You know what? I don't like this. Let's go back. It's all private anyway, so I can't really find it. Okay, so let's do this. Let's do this. Well, we could actually just do this. Banner model. And we could say, you know what, private. Is this even a thing? No, this is not. What I'm using now is not AutoMapper. It is. It's a custom code thingy, but it does the same concept. But it's also one of the reasons why I hate AutoMapper, because it blows up your face. You can't exactly pinpoint where the problem is. But in any case, let's do this. We create a new banner model. New banner model. And we say, okay. Let's pass this in here. Banner. Pass this to banner. That should be fine. And then at the hero banner here, we revert back to model instead. Take all these goodness out. Have one parameter. Should we call it data or model? Maybe model is fine. Now we go. Ooh. Hero banner model. That's better. So all the squigglies needs to go away now. Will this work if I Control Alt click? This works like a charm. I'm holding in Control and Alt, then do not scroll. Then look what happens. Paste. Works like a charm, man. Works like a charm. So now, model is banner. Right? Look at that. Clean, clean, clean. And that's what we want. I think this is much better. Our context. We can play on the wording. Hero banner, context is banner. Maybe context is a good idea. Now I have to change all model dot to context dot. That works. Okay, so this still works, hopefully. Okay, great. I think this is better. We give a context of a banner. Okay, now we have our header. I'm going to stop it there. We can refactor this later on. But then checking the code and we are ready to roll. What did we do? Implemented hero banner component. What else? And migrated services. Great. But that is, we could even hit this up to the website. Look at this. Your application is making use of SignalR. For environments that need to scale, we strongly recommend adding dependency on SignalR service. That is something we will definitely look into in the future. Quick check. Okay, this is unavailable, which is quite concerning. Probably just load again. Look at that. Now we've got that working. That still works, which is quite cool. I feel like I have accomplished something. It is, at the moment, it is 30 minutes past my bedtime. So thank you ever so much, guys, for tuning in. And yeah, thank you for chatting with me and keeping me company. Do follow me on Twitter for news at Fani Renders. That's my name and my surname. Or just maybe follow me wherever you want, like on Twitch. If you can, subscribe to our YouTube channel. That's all youtube.com/Fani Renders. Also twitch.tv/Fani Renders. Yet again, thank you ever so much for joining me. I am checking out until next time, folks. Cheers.
Bye.